Good morning. Hi, Carrie. Um, does it look okay? Is the video signal all right? And can you hear me okay? I haven't been live for like 3 weeks. I've almost forgotten how. Okay, your chat is finally showing up on my laptop. Hi, Patty Ponytail. It looks good, Carrie, and it sounds good. Okay. Cool beans. Good morning. I've been missing you guys. I feel a little bit better today. Hi, Nada Drama Nana. As a matter of fact, I feel a bit spunky. I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time this morning. I have a few notes. Been quite some time since we've done a live stream regarding missing summer moon Utah wells. I'm sure I don't have to remind anybody that's watching me or may watch it later, but I'm going to anyway. Summer Wells was 5 years old at the time of her disappearance. On the 15th of June of 2021, sometime in the early afternoon hours, according to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Summer had spent the day, or the majority of it, reportedly with her mother and her maternal grandmother running errands in Kingsport, Tennessee. Having arrived home at 110 Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community near Rogersville, Tennessee, it is guesstimated around 3:30 in the afternoon. Summer has blonde hair and blue eyes. Her date of birth is February the 4th of 2016. And we do have age progressed image of Summer because the face we would be looking for today would certainly not be the face of a 5-year-old, would it? If you notice the title, what about James? You may be wondering what the heck I'm talking about. What does she mean? Who is James? I don't know. I don't even know if it's the same James that came into our live chat about a month ago, telling me that I talk too much. Because I don't know if you can have more than one James. I know you can't have more than one lip locked no more. James is a pretty common name. So what about James? I'm going to need a cigarette to talk to you about what is going on in my head. And I want to let you know right up front, everything I say today is mere speculation. Carrie, I haven't seen it, baby. I'll check it out. Everything I say today is absolute speculation, hi Ange, for discussion only. So, I need a cigarette. my note. Carrie, honey, the message I wish I don't know how to check messages, baby, when I'm using my phone to go live. And I hope we don't start pixeling. And I'm hoping the trash truck is already run. The trash truck is still in the neighborhood. So bear with me. Sadly, I have not been able to attain the receipt that I had mentioned in my community post in regards to today's live stream. And babies, I'm not going to be looking at chat for a little while, okay? So if I've missed saying hello to you, I'll try to catch you before we say goodbye, right? I have been unable to attain the receipt from the live chat from a channel called Scott H. At the time, it was called Scott H Has Thoughts, because Scott has privated or deleted his live streams, and the person who was willing to help me search for the chat from James has let me know that makes it like impossible. So let me set this up for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about. And then I'll attempt to connect the dots which is not easy to do because it's been a long time. All right. I want to say that it was probably 3 years ago, maybe a bit more, and a large number of us were gathered up for a live stream with Scott H. regarding summer wells. It was during a time that summer was the topic of discussion for many, many channels on YouTube and other social media platforms. So there was a lot of information, a lot of disinformation, a lot of misinformation, speculation. It was insane. If you were there, you know, and I don't mean specifically in Scott H's chat. I'm talking about if you have been around the streets of YouTube since 2021 and you were interested in and kept up with things going on social media regarding summer wells, then you know how crazy it was. But on this one night, And there are people, at least Carrie Bishop for sure, can substantiate because she remembers it. And another person has made a comment on my community post that they remember it. So here's what happened that night. Those of you who are in live chats with me or watching live streams that I am watching, you know that my general habit, not always, but generally speaking, and I'm sorry, I have to clear my throat. You know that generally speaking, I will come into the live chat, I will greet the people, and then I don't chat a whole lot because I'm listening. But I am reading the chat. And on this night, particular night, someone with username James came into Scott H's chat and asked a question. The question was, what do you think would happen to someone legally if they had accidentally hit Summer on the road with their vehicle, panicked, picked her up, and put her in the vehicle? Scott H did not see the chat. So I began attempting, I kept tagging Scott H, trying to get his attention so that he would notice James in his chat. He never did. I don't know if he was not seeing my tag, Scott H. I don't know if he was just disregarding it, or if there was, for some reason, he just did not want to acknowledge someone named James in his chat. I don't know. Nonetheless, I made 3 to 4 unfruitful attempts to get attention on that chat. Why? Because it was a question I had not seen anyone ask before in regards to the disappearance of Summer Wells. It also was from someone I had never seen in a chat regarding Summer Wells. So I thought it was pretty fucking important. As a matter of fact, after a couple of days of not being able to get it out of my head, it is the one and only time I have ever called the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. And yes, I indeed spoke to an actual TBI agent, a real human being. And they were very interested in it. And we could not find the chat. I'm sure FBI can find the chat if they want it. I'm sure TBI can find the chat if they want it. So why am I talking about it now? Almost 4 years later. Why now, Susan? Why now, old lady? Because the day that I made the community post in this regard, I had a weird thought go through my head that started connecting some dots that are possible. So that's what I'm here to talk about. If you saw that community post, you know that my excuse, which is not the same as a reason, my excuse for not having connected these dots in the past is because for about 4 years, I have discounted every fucking word that has ever come out of Jody Sue Brown's mouth. Why? Because she has lied about me. If you lie about me, I know you're fucking lying because it's me you're talking about and you told a fucking lie. Now, if you are a liar, a known liar, then I have to question every damn thing you say. Or discount it. What have I discounted? Well, the scream, maybe, between 4:30 and 4:42 on the afternoon of June the 15th of 2021, because Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, who's not running for re-election, thank God, Sheriff Ronnie Lawson said that it was unfounded. Unfounded is defined as no basis in fact. Although 3 people claimed to have heard the scream. But what else did I discount that Jody Sue Brown has said? A red flash of a vehicle that was not the Subaru, the sound of a vehicle door slamming. That reddish colored vehicle going up the driveway at 110 Ben Hill Road, but she never heard it coming back down. So here we go with my speculation. What if everything Candace has told us, Candace being Summer's mother, what if she's telling us the truth and Summer did go inside to play with her brothers and then went downstairs into the basement to play with her toys, went out the back door, and something caught her attention. It could be anything. A butterfly. One of the puppies running down the driveway. A kitten. Or merely just a daydreaming little girl going outside and wandering down the driveway. We know that she has wandered down the driveway before because she got in trouble with her dad, Don Wells, for having done so. And if I recall correctly, he reported giving her a little bit of a paddling to not go down that driveway. Now, another dot. According to Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, the scent dogs followed Summer's scent to the bottom of the driveway, and where did they lose it? At the pavement. According to the United States Department of Justice, generally speaking, if you lose the scent at the pavement, it often means that the person being tracked has either gotten into or been placed into a vehicle. Well, you might say, but Miss Susan, she didn't hear the car coming back down the driveway. Well, we've been told a great number of times how difficult those driveways can be to maneuver, even by the people who actually live there and go up and down it every day. What if you were someone in a reddish colored vehicle who didn't go up and down that driveway every day? Jody Sue Brown recognizes the sounds of vehicles. I get that. So do I. I hear my husband's truck coming when he's 4 blocks away from the house. I know it's him because I recognize the sound. I know when my neighbor across the road is coming home from the grocery store or the Walmart. Why? Because I recognize the sound of his vehicle. I know when the lady across the road is leaving or coming home. Why? Because I recognize the sound of her vehicle. Jody Sue Brown did not recognize the sound of this vehicle. So what about James? I'm not going to ask, is it possible? Because absolutely it is possible. Let's say that reddish vehicle struck Summer Wells on the road accidentally. Let's say, speculating, that person was not normally on Ben Hill Road or not often on Ben Hill Road. Perhaps they screamed when they realized what had happened. Perhaps they picked Summer up and put her into their vehicle. Perhaps they attempted to maneuver up the driveway to her home, realized they couldn't make it up there, and then really freaked out. And instead of backing down the driveway or making the full circle, they went from drive to neutral and coasted back down the hill to Ben Hill Road. And who knows what happened after that, or what might have happened after that. But James, who are you? Why did you ask that question? And why did you disappear? But just so you know, James, TBI knows about you. They know about your question. And the agent that I spoke with over 3 years ago was very interested in what I had to say. Look at my notes here and see if I left anything out. Now, the one thing that I can't remember if she's even ever said it. Let's go inside. The one thing I can't remember if she's ever said it is what time did Jody Sue Brown see that red flash? What time did she hear that vehicle attempting to go up the driveway at 110 Ben Hill Road? What time did she hear that vehicle door slam? I can't find it. If she's ever said it, I can't remember it. But does the time 4:30 to 4:42 of the unfounded scream, does it line up with the time of the red flash, the car door slam? I'm that bee mama bear, supposedly right before they started hollering for summer, which was, oh my goodness. Let me lay this down. Around 6 o'clock. I'm that bee mama bear. Allie spoke about this. Truly. Baby, do you remember where she spoke of it? And by the way, when you guys see me looking over here, I have my laptop here on the countertop so that I can see your chat a little bit better. Mama Bear. Okay, so I'm not like absolutely out of my head. I'm not totally, hi Sherry, I'm not totally grasping at straws. Mama Bear, that fucking guardrail by the house lip lock, I told everyone to check that guard. Mama Bear, I've missed that from you. Twister, one of the employees of the Twister, are you saying that one of the employees of the, I missed it if you said it earlier, the tree trimmers? Hi, Cats Hodgepodgery. I'm not crazy. Thank you, Mama Bear. Go back to me yelling at Andrew. I've said it. And see, Holler Girl, and I hope she won't get mad at me for saying her name, but it's been said publicly in her comment section. Hi, Cats Hodgepodgery. Holler Girl is the person who, like, we started going back and forth in her comment section over the last 2 days. And she was like, I'm paraphrasing, but she was like, Miss Susan, there's a James on Light Hollow Road. Hi, Cherokee Girl. James, if you're the same, James, if you are listening to me right now, oh, what I was going to, did I finish saying what I was saying to Twister? I'm sorry, I squirreled on you. Twister is saying that an employee of the tree trimmers had a red truck. And wasn't that about the time that they were getting off work? Didn't they stop like at 3:30? Babies, I'm just looking at your chat. Hi, I'm too honest for this. Now, why am I even coming on here and talking about all this? I had to get it out of my head. I spoke to my husband when, y'all, okay, let me get just kind of personal here for a minute. When this all happened, I wasn't feeling good. Hi, Bland. Twister, it's in your videos. Okay, baby. When this all started happening in my head is the same day I made the community post. No, that isn't true. I didn't mean to lie. Let me focus, Susan. it was like one of those things. I wasn't feeling well. I was laying down in the daybed in my office, and I was just watching some YouTube on my phone. It had nothing to do with summer at all. When, like, out of the clear blue sky, as they say, I suddenly I was like, James said this in Scott H's chat, and Jody Sue Brown said this, and I've discounted everything she said. And then all of a sudden, I mean, like literally, all of a sudden, my thoughts, hi Taylor, started doing this. And I was like, wait. In the time frame, is it possible? Is it even probable? And I kind of like, oh my, I jumped up literally out of the bed. My husband was watching something on TV in the living room. And I went in and I said, baby, I'm sorry to interrupt what you're watching, but you know what happens when something starts going like this in my head. I need to bounce it off of you. My husband, Bob, is very familiar with Summer's case, like the little details, like James. He remembers stuff like that, okay? So when I start telling him the dots that I'm connecting, then I say to him, but how did they come back down the hill if she didn't hear them come back down? You go into neutral and you coast back down. Oh. So I laid out the whole thing like I've tried to lay it out to y'all. Try not to get emotional. And he felt that what I was expressing was reasonable speculation. But I wanted to let it simmer for a day or two before I went public with it. So actually, it was like 2 or 3 days before I made the community post, letting y'all know that the next time I could go live, this is what I wanted to talk about. And then that was like a week ago, and I needed some time to get to feeling a little bit better. The majority of my audience knows that I have remitting, relapsing multiple sclerosis, and it's been flaring on me. Okay, so it really drains my energy. Rhodes, you think it makes sense? Mama Bear, I'm sure glad you did. Because y'all know, those of you that live stream, often your chat will be able to embellish on your thoughts, or they will be able to say, yeah, lip lock, I remember thus and so at this time in that chat, and this person said this and maybe that, and so on and so forth. So thank you guys, at least those of you that are reassuring me in chat that I haven't completely gone off my rocker. And I didn't mean to imply on my community post, now that I think about how I worded it, I didn't mean to imply that I'm the first person to think about this. It's the first time I thought about it. Is hi, Kim. Hi, Pam. I'm glad to see you too, honey. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Jen. Y'all, I feel so much better emotionally and psychologically to just have that high sipping. See, I didn't mean to do what I accidentally highlighted somebody's name, and I don't know how to undo it. How do I undo that? Sipping Shine, coming in late. Can someone in chat give me a brief update? Sipping Shine, honey, I'll try to. I have been connecting dots that I'm discovering that other creators and chatters have connected in regards to the Summer Wells case. I got a kitty trapped under the sink here. Come on out, Willow. Come out. Come on out. Come on, baby. Sipping it, hi, Terry. It's a combination of thought, a combining of a chat from 3 to 3.5 years ago in Scott H's live chat from username James asking the question, what do you think would happen legally to someone if they had accidentally hit Summer on the road, panicked, and picked her up and put her in their car? And then that chat connected some potential dots for me, Sipping, in regards to remarks that Jody Sue Brown from 125 Ben Hill Road, hi Cash, has, and I will high five to the boss, Cash, when he gets home, concerning Sipping, Jody Sue Brown having claimed, having seen a flash of red of a vehicle, knowing that the sound of the vehicle was not one of the Wells vehicles, having heard a scream and having heard a car door slam. So it's Sipping, it's mere speculation for discussion only. And I want to reiterate, TBI already knows about this. If you're coming in late, please don't bother TBI with this speculation. They already know. I have spoken directly with an agent. I didn't leave an email tip, and I did not call the tip line. I called the TBI. So they are aware of everything we're talking about today. In war, something stuck with you, honey? Yeah, Taylor, honey, as I said to those that were here, and I don't know if you were here, I gave it a couple of days, just like I did the community post. I didn't want to freak out. I didn't want to be one of those people calling the TBI with, oh, I saw on YouTube and la, 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 no, fuck that shit. No, I wanted to, you know, and so they actually gave me to a real agent. But yeah, I know. And I'm Mama Bear. I know you're not one that would do that. I don't think most people in my chat would. Bland, I've actually wondered about that. I have actually wondered about that. You think, look, Danny, I don't know. Hi, Arcade Music. Carrie, really? Hi, Pamela. Babies, I'm reading your chat over here on my laptop. And honey, I don't know. I don't think Scott likes me. I don't. I was a member on his channel for quite some time. Hi, Running Bear. I was there every single time he did a live stream. I watched all of his uploads and his shorts. But I noticed, let's see, how can I say this? And more, honey. Let me see if I can scroll and find it. I can only scroll back so far. And I'm going to try the scrolling over here on my laptop. But let me finish my thought there. The day I did a live stream and said, that I don't know what happened to all the money from the marathon, the fundraiser for the reward fund for Summer Wells. And the day that I expressed that I had trepidation in some areas and that there were some people that I'm questioning whether or not I actually trust them or not. And that the receipts that were presented lined up with the amount of money that was actually, oh, I just got a 15% warning, babies, on my, I'm not supposed to charge and run live at the same time. But let me get my charger and plug you in to finish up the live stream. Hang on. My phone always tells me, my phone always says, don't be going live and charging at the same time. But we're going to do it to finish up here. All right, let me see if I can scroll back up here, babies, over here on my laptop. Am I getting super chats? Taylor, you charge all the time when you're Cherokee girl, you remember it? It's James. And then several weeks ago on a live stream, honey, I'm looking for your live chat, but I'm having trouble finding it. Oops. And I just almost blocked you. IRC Candace Sr. once made a comment that she thought Candace Jr. went to meet Don because Summer needed a doctor. Food for thought. Enmore, is that the chat that you're talking about, honey? The one that says, hi, chat. I don't know what IIRC means anymore. Baby, what does IIRC mean? I'm a dummy when it comes to stuff. I like acronyms for texting and chat. Is, if I remember correctly, thank you, Enmore. Okay, Enmore said, if I remember correctly, Candace Sr. once made a comment that she thought Candace Jr. went to meet Don because Summer needed a doctor. Food for thought. I do remember something about that, Enmore. I do remember that. But babies, I thought I saw Cash. Cash, thank you so much for your 19.99 pounds. But I thought I saw a green thing earlier. Let me keep scrolling here. Carrie, baby. Hi, Chaos and Roses. Carrie, honey. Did you happen to see a green thing a while ago? I'm scrolling. Oh, I see it. Wait, I see. I think I found it. Oh, Jen Sparky. Thank you for becoming a member. That's what it was. Doctor's story would explain Summer being hit by a car. But babies, to further, I honestly, I don't know if Scott will speak to me or not. I do have his email. Oops, I scrolled too far. I'm still learning this laptop, y'all. Darlings, even if Scott was willing to help by either unprivating or going into his own live chats and searching for James's chat, the only reason I wanted it was so that I could have a receipt to prove to y'all that this actually happened, that this chat actually happened. I don't need it to prove anything to TBI. I don't need it to prove anything to anybody, actually, because the majority of my viewers know that you can take me at my word. If I am not worth my word, I'm fucking worthless. Period. So the only reason I actually wanted that chat was so I could show you this actually happened. I'm not making this shit up. Fortunately, there are others in the chat right now who were in that chat that night. Hi, Rhiannon. And they remember this. They not only remember James's chat, they remember me trying to get Scott H's attention. Twister, babies, I'm saying after all this time, look, her scent stopped at the road. And there is the further speculation that she had been taken and then all hell broke loose, and then they set her loose, her being Summer, in the woods to fend for herself, and that's where the footprints came from. I don't know. All I know is that I don't know shit. And I know that Summer Wells is gone. With no signs of abduction, according to FBI card. No vultures. And a piece of shit sheriff named Ronnie Lawson. Churchill Rescue Squad. Blaming their inability to efficiently search for Summer on communications. When, months before Summer disappeared, the Hawkins County Commissioners gave $425,000 motherfucking dollars to Churchill Rescue Squad. And in addition to the $425,000 that they gave them specifically to fucking upgrade their motherfucking communications, they gave them another $65,000 for the same fucking purpose, and they did not fucking do it. Where is the almost $500,000 Churchill Rescue Squad was given by the Hawkins County Commissioners to fucking upgrade their motherfucking communications? Tim, fuck! I'm sorry. Viewers, I am so sorry. Viewers, please, Jaime Ranch, please forgive me for that outburst. I am so sorry. Darlings in this house, we eat, sleep, drink, and breathe Summer Wells every single day, day in and day out. This morning, I'm thinking about what tomorrow's short is going to be. This morning, I'm thinking about what am I going to do for summer tomorrow? What have I got that I can get some pretty or some decent or some calming footage of? What music can I choose that will stir the souls of those out there that have forgotten her? What message can I put in text over the video to make people think and ask questions, not only of themselves, but of others? Every day, day in and day out, I eat, breathe, and sleep this baby's name and her potential situations. What if she's still alive out there somewhere? According to the United States Department of Justice, human trafficking is the second fastest growing criminal enterprise behind drugs in the United States of America. If she's alive, she needs to be rescued. If she is dead, she needs to be recovered and have a decent, dignified burial if she isn't already buried. Babies, I like to keep it to about an hour. And we're approaching an hour. My regular viewers know that I don't like to leave you on a low note. Hi, Sandy again. I don't like to leave my viewers in a bad state of mind. So I have this corny way of trying to lift our spirits before we say goodbye. Hi, Puppy Red Mustang. I'd like to read you a little piece of something. I love you too, Jim Sparky. I'd like to read you a little bit of something. And you know what else? I might have some memberships to give away. Let me get in this old laptop over here and see if I do. I sure enough do, babies. Let's spin this roulette wheel that YouTube has provided for creators to give away memberships. Y'all keep in mind now, this doesn't cost me a single penny. YouTube gives it to us so that we can give away 10 memberships every month. So let's send 5 now and see who gets. Kim Holmes, Sandy Gant, Ange Carter, Taylor with Stitchin' Bitchin' and more, and Kat's Hodgepodgery. Congratulations, woohoo! Now, let's see who gets the other 5. And you're welcome. Now, you babies know, I'm not choosing who gets these. It literally is. It's like a roulette wheel, okay? It's random, and YouTube itself picks who gets them. So, you're welcome, Kim. Hi, Paper Flowers Bloom. Our Kid Music, Slim Pickens, Kiki Ice. Hi, Lauren. Hold My Halo, and Tracy Dale received memberships. So, welcome to the Baby Dolls. And just know that I am not infantilizing you by calling you baby dolls. It's a term of endearment. My Grammy and my granny and my mama called me baby doll when I was growing up. And so it just kind of stuck over here on the channel. So, hi, Angie's Life. All right. Smile when your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by if you smile through your tears and sorrow. Smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness. Hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll see that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Charlie Chaplin wrote that song. Now, I'm going to read you a real short piece from Getting the Most Out of Life, an anthology published by the Reader's Digest in 1946. 4 years before I was born, y'all. For anybody that doesn't know, next month I'm going to be 75 years old. Do y'all know that 75 years is 3/4 of a century? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that on October 30th, I'm going to be 3/4 of a century old? Yeah, so put that in your pipe and smoke it. And I just flip through the pages and I grab a paragraph or two to read to you. So that's what I'm going to do. From the Business of Living a Long Time, page 60. The whole subject of longevity boils down to this. Persons who spring from long-lived ancestors and thereby inherit a toughly constructed, infection-resisting, soundly functioning constitution are likely to live to an unusual old age. Medical science has done much and will do more to prevent what might be termed premature mortality. That is, death before 50, especially from infections. But persons in the extreme old age group will continue to live because heredity and temperament have given them a physical organization capable of resisting the noxious forces that cause death to their less sturdily constructed fellow men. I agree. Now, keeping in mind what we have learned from the very same book, from the, yes, famous and somewhat infamous Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens. From any experience, take only the wisdom from it and stop there. Jiggy, jiggy. Sorry. I'm giving you a virtual hug. So, babies, that's it. That's all I got for you. Got a little bit of housework I need to accomplish. So we're going to say bye. Thank you all for showing up. Mostly thank you for not forgetting Summer Wells, who disappeared at the age of 5 on the 15th of June of 2021. Blonde hair, blue eyes. And when you want factual, down to earth, and real information in her regard, you don't go to YouTube. You don't go to X. You don't go to Instagram. You go to TBI Newsroom / Summer Wells. She has no known, is Ziggy or Jiggy? I'm sorry, I thought somebody said Ziggy. Summer has no known or reported scars or birthmarks. Don't forget her, please. And keep praying for law enforcement. And maybe the new sheriff in Hawkins County, since Ronnie Lawson isn't going to run again, maybe there's some hope there. Hi, Carrie Wells. After this much time, it's hard to keep hope. Summer is relying on us. She's relying on you. Right? Now, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Because I said so, and I'm a grandma, and that's why. Okay, so I love you all. I know it's an awkward ending, an awkward goodbye. Taylor, I don't know. I just, the news article, I subscribe to all of the news in that area. So when news pops over there, it pops on my phone. And so the article popped up the other day. I could speculate, Taylor, all kinds of different reasons that I think Ronnie Lawson and run for sheriff again. They might be valid and they might be bullshit. Who knows? the thing that's sticking in my brain is that he might feel like that after all of the shenanigans he pulled with his RSO son, Brandon Lewis Lawson, he might feel like that he wouldn't win. Also, the fact that he hadn't fucking found Summer Wells or anything that has to do with her disappearance. I don't know. All I know is that I hope the next SOB coming in isn't as bad as the one going out. That's all I know. So, anyway, I love you. As you go out onto the mean streets of YouTube or wherever you're going, you have a special power. Actually, it's a superpower. It's called kindness. And I expect you to use it. Now, I don't expect you to just frivolously throw it around hither and yon to every motherfucker that comes up to you, because there's some sons of bitches out there don't deserve your kindness. However, if you use your intuitiveness, you'll know who deserves it. And when you give that kindness out, sometimes to a perfect stranger even, guess what's going to happen to you? Dang nabbit if it ain't going to come back on you tenfold. When? When you least expect it and you need it the very most. Now get the hell out of my kitchen. I got shit to do. I love y'all. If you just smile